Actually, while I was passionate about art for a long time, I became a collector quite late in life. I only became a collector in my mid-30s. But I was perfectly content before to be surrounded by great works of arts in my professional career, and I did not feel the need to own them. It's only once I made myself the first step to spend what for me was quite a bit of money on my first meaningful acquisition. From that moment on, I was hooked, and it was no longer enough to be surrounded by great art. I needed to own it. And so I suffered then, I caught the bug that all our clients have, all suffer from the same disease. It's the most wonderful illness in the world, totally incurable. And there are as many different shapes and forms to that illness as there are different collectors. I mean, I started with a tiny auction house in Bern called Kornfeld, where they were handling great works on paper, prints and drawings. And from the very beginning, I was able to physically handle works by Picasso, by Munch, by Toulouse-Lautrec, by some of the greatest 19th and 20th century artists. And as it was a tiny company, I did everything. I was writing the invoices, doing the packages, holding the works during the auction, looking over the shoulders of Mr. Kornfeld while he was preparing the catalogs. After that, I moved to Sotheby's in London, where I was part of the valuation department. I was given a car and a map of England and Scotland, and I was driving around all the time and visiting furniture clients, and I was giving valuations on English furniture. Then I moved to Sotheby's Monte Carlo and then opened the Sotheby's Geneva office. While working for Sotheby's, I got to know Baron Thyssen-Bornemisza, who was in the 70s and 80s the biggest collector worldwide. He was collecting from old master paintings right up to contemporary art, from carpets to furniture to medieval works of arts, I mean, right across the board. And he asked me to become curator of his collections. So I moved to Lugano in Switzerland, the Italian part, and I ran his collection, which was open to the public. I organized a lot of exchange exhibitions with the then Soviet museums, the Hermitage in St. Petersburg, the Pushkin in Moscow, and so on. And so that was a phenomenal opportunity for me. And then after that, I went back to Sotheby's as first managing director of Sotheby's Europe, eventually chairman of Sotheby's Europe, chief auctioneer, and spent 11 more years at Sotheby's when I went back there.